A major challenge for me coming into microbiology was the transition between high school into college classes. I didn't expect that much work, that much studying and time to go into these science classes. So it was kind of difficult to go from studying maybe once a day into studying as soon as I get home until I fall asleep on my book.
Definitely feeling overwhelmed from the amount of information you have to learn in such a short period of time. And since all these professors at San Jac are really masters of what they're teaching, it's kind of hard to keep up with them sometimes. So I guess just trying to keep from panicking.
People get overwhelmed really quickly, and I think the tendency then becomes to just try to memorize as much as information as possible and try to stuff as much as information in your head as possible without really worrying a lot initially about comprehension. And that could be a problem in the long term because, right after that quiz, right after that test, all the information you kind of shove into your head is entirely gone.
I wasn't really a studying person, but coming into college, I think it was something that we needed to do. And because, college isn't free, so it's something we have to actually try for. And the way I did it, we all have different ways of learning, but the way I believe that actually helped me to maintain just the material is actually studying in a way of flashcards. So I purchase flashcards, do my flashcards, and study them when I have chance, when I'm at a stoplight, or when I'm at work on my break, or anytime that I can.
I guess one of the things I've learned over the course of the semester is time management. Just I'm taking pathophysiology and anatomy and physiology at the same time, so really using those classes to kind of complement each other. So being able to pull out some topics from pathophysiology that really relate to the subjects that I'm kind of encountering, the subjects that I'm encountering in anatomy and physiology has really helped.
Time management was a huge thing for me. Coming in, I didn't really know how to manage my time. How do I manage high school and college at the same time? Now it's much easier because I planned out a schedule. I planned out when I study, when do I do my assignments.
One of the things I've especially kind of learned in lab is to work with a partner, especially going over different compartments of muscles or even going over, different epithelial cells. Reviewing it vocally with someone else is just very crucial because they're going to notice something that's going to stick out to you. It's just going to be a trigger when you're taking the exam or, doing your own review that you probably didn't think of initially by yourself. So going through that vocal exercise is just very helpful in the learning process.
Biggest thing is preparing before class. Reading each chapter that you go over in class, reading it prior to the class starts, and also making flashcards before your test. Going over the flashcards maybe 3 rounds and everything will stick in.
I think in the sense of learning strategy, just going over the material more than once, because sometimes we just look at the material and we think we got it, but it's the actually comprehending and connecting the dots that actually helps me.
Definitely just practicing and talking with my professor over and over, so just talking it out and making sure that I'm doing the steps right for micro, because everything's so precise. If you're missing one step, you're gonna mess everything up. So just talking it out really helped so they could correct me as I made the mistake.
I don't know if tests are considered, but I believe that my tests are, especially this semester and the semester before, they've been the most I've been proud of for the reason that I've actually made higher grades than I've ever made in college or any other class.
Well, I'm an honors student as well, so for micro I did an honors contract where I compared ground beef samples and I looked to see how many had antibiotic resistance bacteria, and I compared it. And I'm just super proud because I got to impress my teacher with everything that I learned over the semester. And it really helped to show me like everything that I did I'll use in science. And it just made me proud to make her proud and to see actual results from just like the simple class that I learned, and you know, that the struggle paid off in the end.
Just being able to, in the forensics report, being able to work with a team and go through the physical evidence of our victim, and at that point understand what the different components are that we're looking at. So our victim had a broken hyoid bone, and knowing where the hyoid bone is, what that kind of a fracture, that kind of trauma meant for our victim. And so really being able to put in all these different pieces and then, you know, being able to produce solid analysis at the end, I think is very exciting, because it's really, because I've kind of realized at the end of this term that I've been kind of given the skill sets to really create that quantitative, qualitative analysis by myself individually because of the skill sets that I have attained in anatomy and physiology.